it's actually pretty painful. Not much happening, just a really weird experience. A pungent smell that makes me think of these won't stay. This is kind of a fail. I want to see some lash. Yeah, I just can't handle it. Everybody, thanks so much for joining me. You guys know I love sharing my favorite products with you, but I gotta say, over the course of the past, probably like late spring and into summer, I have discovered some things that I am not such a fan of, some things I really don't like. So I thought I would share those sort of product fails with you, but just keep in mind those are fails for me, and some of these things you personally might like, and that's great. If they work for you, you know, that's good. My hope is that in this video I'll explain it well enough to where you know, oh, that's something that I actually would like, or that suits my preferences, or I like things that work that way. So not good for me, may or may not be good for you, just keep that in mind. But the first thing I want to talk about is this LA Colors Ombre DIY Nail Kit. I just picked this up without really thinking much about it. It was only $3.50 from one of my local dollar stores, and I just thought, wow, you know, that looks like a pretty cool idea. It's gonna give you that nice, like, a different shade on each nail, and it kind of shows you back here what it's gonna be like. But I got news for you, this is just not the right selection of colors to give you a real ombre look, because these two shades end up looking exactly the same on your nails. These two shades pretty much look the same, and then you've got a fuchsia. I mean, it just doesn't, like, when you get it all on your nails, you don't get that like gradual color fade type of effect. So I really wasn't a fan of it, and then I went into my own collection of pinks to try to create the ombre, like topping off some of these colors, and it really didn't work. I remember trying to explain to Tyler, you know, what this is supposed to look like. He's like, that doesn't look that way at all. Quality-wise, I thought these shades were a little hit and miss. Certain ones had more full color, others were more sheer, so if you're just wanting a selection of pink nail colors, that's one thing, but if you really want these to be the shades that create an ombre effect, I don't think they really do it. I had kind of a disappointment with this little kit of glosses from Forever 21, and you might be thinking, you're relying on Forever 21 for great makeup, but I mean, I really have had great luck with some of the Forever 21 eyeshadows. There was a great neutral palette a while back that had so many, you know, Naked and Naked 2 palette dupes. It was great and really nice quality, so I thought maybe that carries over to the lip gloss. And there was this cute little trio. It was boxed up like this. These are what the glosses look like, and I was really hoping that they would turn out to be these shades, like you would see a difference, but unfortunately they're all just super sheer, like hardly any color in them. They're basically like clear lip glosses. Texture wise, they're not too bad. I mean, there's a little tackiness to them, but I would wear them if they had more color, but there they are there, and once they get on my lips, I can't even see a difference between these, and they all just show up clear. And it's called Natural Shades from Forever 21. This one's a fairly new product. It's from Too Faced, and it's called Lip Injection Color Balm, and it's like a jumbo pencil type thing. And I thought this shade would be really pretty. It's called Bigger Berry, and there's the color. It really does look pretty on my lips. I love the color, but the feeling on my lips once I put this on, it's actually pretty painful. Like, I don't see any major plumping result out of this, but the feeling that you get on your lips, it just stings. It's not so much a tingle, but it really feels like a sting, and I found it to be very uncomfortable. And I thought for all the other products that are out there from Revlon and Jordana, they're selling, you know, similar jumbo sticks that would actually mimic this color. And it doesn't last for the entire time it's on my lips. That feeling does fade, but I just thought this was an outstandingly painful lip product that I don't really want to use. Really jumping around all over the place. I'm just pulling out products here, but a couple of Wet n Wild mascaras that I thought did absolutely nothing for my lashes were the Mega Protein and the Mega Volume. And I really can't tell much of a difference between these two as to what they're doing on my lashes. They're both just equally very average to below average. I don't notice a lot of clumping with these mascaras, which might be a good thing if you're a naturally super thick lash girl, but I want to see some lash, you know, once I get the mascara on, and it just doesn't do much. So here's the brush on the Mega Protein, and it is a traditional bristle wand, and I don't know how much you can tell there, but it's like the bristles are spiraled up around the brush. And then with the Mega Volume, I held the brushes side by side. It might just be a little bit bigger, but it's basically the same brush, and like I said, these formulas perform a lot the same for me. So if you're someone who has naturally straight, not the fullest lashes in the world, these might be a couple of mascaras that you're just better off skipping. While I'm on a bit bit of a Wet n Wild rant here, and you guys know I love the Wet n Wild eyeshadows, and different products from the line I think are great, but this Mega Last liquid lip color, I so dislike this. This goes on my lips, and it's supposed to be like one of those really long wearing lip colors, like a liquid lip color. So it comes out with the wand, you paint it on your lips, and you know how when you're using like CoverGirl Outlast or the Maybelline Superstay, they're the same kind of concept where you paint it on your lips and it gets to a like completely dry finish, you know, like there's no moisture to it anymore. And so they supply you with a little lip balm or a lip gloss that you can put over the top, and things look pretty and it feels more comfortable on. With this, I don't feel like it gets quite to that dryness level, but you still don't have anything to put on top of it. And when I go like that with my lips, I'm not wearing it right now, but if I like press my lips together, they will almost feel like they're sticking together. When I pull them apart, it's like little bits of this formula are like clinging together, and then patches are either coming off and clinging to either the top or the bottom lip. So what I'm trying to say with this is that it's trying to be one of those long wearing lip colors, but it's not quite getting to that super long wearing point. It's maintaining that little bit of tackiness, which I think makes it feel very uncomfortable on the lips. And this color rose to the occasion. I think this would be such a pretty color. They've got some gorgeous looking shades, but the whole way the formula feels, I just can't handle it. Oh, speaking of uncomfortable lip products, I've been trying some more things from Jordana lately. They've got a bunch of great like new products coming out, and they had some nice blushes. And when I found this line when I was at a Kmart recently, they had some lipsticks, so I thought, hey, I'll try one of those lipsticks. This shade is Hollywood Red, and you twist it up like that, and okay, it looks fairly normal, right? It has the smell of a pungent smell that makes me think of crayons or some sort of art supplies. Oh, it's so like overwhelmingly strong, and I'm not one who's normally that sensitive to scent, but it's so overpowering. And then you try to put this on your lips and it like skips, like it doesn't really glide. The lipstick is sticky. I've swatched it here. Again, not a bad shade, but my finger is like clinging to it. When you try to glide it over your lips, it like skips. It just doesn't glide on. Besides that being a pretty shade, there is just nothing I like about this lip product. Okay, the Benefit Stay Flawless 15-Hour Primer. This is one of those products where I felt like I gave it a ton of like testing time. You know, I worked with it in a lot of different ways. I know they say to like patch it over certain areas of your face first, and you're just supposed to be able to like rub it on from the stick and then apply your foundation, and it's like the two become one and become a very long wearing thing going on your face. And I felt like when I did that, I could see the product on my face more. I don't know that I was seeing this, but I think I was seeing foundation clinging to this, and it was looking thicker than foundation looks on top of other primers. Yes, the product did stay on my face for a good long while, but it wasn't looking smooth and skin-like for me. So at that point I decided I'm just going to put this all over my face, rub it in to kind of smooth out the texture of this first, and then put my foundation on top. It was a little bit better that way, but still I felt like even as the day wore on, I didn't feel like my foundation was looking any better. In fact, I thought it was looking thicker. There was just more product on the skin. This is not one of those things you put on your skin and it just feels like silky nothingness. There is a definite texture to this and a thickness to this. I feel like I've just used a decent amount of this product and given it a lot of trial and error, and I just didn't love the way it looked, and I didn't think it did anything that amazing for staying power. Okay, the Black Radiance line. I've talked about, if you saw my Hidden Gems of the Drugstore video, I talked about some great 8-pan palettes that Black Radiance has, and they're just like Wet n Wild basically. Both brands are kind of under Marquins, so same label basically is making both of them. But anyway, I decided I would try this quad, and I thought maybe the Black Radiance quads are also really great, just like those 8-pans are. But no, sadly this is a different formula. These are not shadows with much pigmentation. This quad here is called Desert Clay, and I've got some swatches there on my hand. Just all equally sheer shades, and compared to the really opaque, wonderful quality in those 8-pan palettes, I thought this is kind of a fail. This is another drugstore product where I'm thinking I'm probably going to figure out a way that I like to use this, but right now, I mean, in the intended way that they show in commercials and they show in the ads to use it, it just doesn't work that way. So I thought I needed to mention it, and it's the Master Smokey by Maybelline Eye Studio. They got the Master Drama liners that I love so much, so I thought, oh my gosh, a really long wearing jumbo stick, great. I have it in Emerald Fury. You've got a jumbo stick type thing on one end, and you've got a smudger here on the other. This stick is a very long wearing product, I will give it that. Like, I feel like if I draw a line with it, you know, it gets to that really smudge free point, but it sets so quickly that you've got this smudger here. You're supposed to be able to work that into some kind of big smoky look all over the lid, like a shadow stick you can really blend out. It sets so quickly that when you bring this smudger out, it kind of like starts lifting up product and basically just shears it out, but it doesn't really blend it, and you can't really get much further than that. So if you're thinking this is going to be one of those things that's going to double as eyeshadow and really glide on all over the lid and be easily smudged and then set, yeah, it will eventually set, but it's like it's not mobile enough. It just can't smudge out very smoothly. This is a product from Flower Beauty, and they make this, and my finger is actually holding something in there. They make these, they're called Petite Floors, and it's got 3 different segments of color here. I have it in the concealer form, so they have 3 shades of concealer in one little thing. I thought in the past, and I think I've talked about it before, as being such a cool little innovative thing. So I picked up one for lips, and they've of course got it all completely packaged up in the store. You could never get into it or try it or see how it works, which I don't think people should be busting into products in the store. But once I got it home, it's like they won't stay in. If you got these falling out in your purse, you know what kind of mess you're gonna have? And it happens with like all the little bits. And so what you're supposed to be able to do is push that in, and I'm holding it in now, and then you take one up and then you push it in there and see how it won't, these won't stay. It's frustrating because these are actually a pretty decent lip product. This is kind of a corally bunch of shades, and I love the thought that you get 3 in there, and it's like you're not having to haul around a palette of some sort. You've just got the stick, but I couldn't feel like I could go anywhere with this if the little thingies don't stay up in the tubes. I don't know if this was a flaw with just my product or if this has happened with any of yours. My concealer is not like this at all, but the lip products, it's the very same style of packaging, but the things just won't stay in there. So yeah. Finally, I have a hair product fail, and it is from KMS California. It's called Hair Stay, and it's an anti-humidity seal. And I got this as part of the Allure Fall Beauty Box. There's just a ton of different beauty products in there to try. And so this sounded really good to me. 24-hour weatherproofing for finished looks, and the humidity we're having right now, I thought, wow, that'd be perfect. And I've used this a couple times. The first time I was so baffled by it, I like had to try it another time just to make sure what was really happening there. But this is like performs like a regular hairspray. And I remembered putting it on my hair and just spraying it on there and then maybe moving it around a little bit, and then noticing my hair looking so greasy. On freshly clean hair, this spray just went instant stringiness and greasiness and heaviness. And I'm not wearing it today. I don't know why I'm like gesturing to my hair right now, but I put it in this area, so it was very obvious that it was just loading the hair down. So then another day when I was thinking, man, was there just something wrong with that day? You know, what happened? I put some more on and started kind of styling my hair back like this, and then immediately I could tell it's looking so wet and stringy, and I just don't get it. The real issue too is that I'm noticing it getting stringy and greasy looking from the get-go. I haven't even ventured outside out of the air conditioning yet. The day I used this before leaving the house, I just decided it's a hat day. Like, I needed to cover it up. So not a fan of this at all. Alright everyone, so those are the failed products I've tried over the course of pretty much this past summer. Again, they may be things that you like or that work for you. I just hope I explained everything well enough to where you know whether or not you might have a similar feeling like me, or you might actually like it. It might work for your skin type or preference or whatever. The last time I did a video like this, it was probably in January, right after the Emily Awards, so I probably need to be doing something like this more often. So instead of people telling me, Emily, you made me buy this, maybe you can tell me, Emily, you kept me from buying this. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you again next time. Bye.